morning. Welcome to my shy girl setup. If you hear Kiyomi whining in the background, it's because it took me so long to set this camera up and get all the settings right that she is very angsty to go for a run today. But we're at the beach. Last week in LA, we had a huge heat wave, so it was like high 90s. Today, it's nice and cloudy. We've got a nice breeze. So we're gonna get started with our run in a second. I signed up for a 10K in June, and so I wanna start documenting my running journey. I used to run a lot in high school and college. In college, I got bilateral runner's knee, and so it's not that I'm new to running, but I do feel like kind of a beginner again in the sense that I don't really have a strong aerobic base right now. When I originally thought of signing up for a 10K, I immediately was like, who can I run this for? You know, can I dedicate it to someone or can I run for a charity? And it took me quite a while to realize that I can just run for myself. Like I can just do things for myself because I want to, and that's enough. That was a really big realization that had cracked open an even bigger problem that I have. And that's kind of what I want to get into in today's video. But first I need to get this run in before the girl goes crazy. We just finished our run. It was an adventure. Kiyomi's not used to running at the beach, and at this particular beach, dogs are only allowed on the bike lane and not the sand. So that was the first struggle, keeping her off the sand. The second one was making sure that she wasn't drifting too far out into the opposite lane so that she wasn't getting in the way of the other foot traffic and the bikers. But after the first 10 minutes, she kind of started to slow down. She got all her smells in. I think we only ran like 2.5 miles. We started out guns blazing, and hopefully I don't have shin splints from that later because I was really resisting her and we started on kind of an uphill. I've been very slowly ramping up since January. This is my second week running 3 times a week. For context, I'm a sports massage therapist, and so I treat a lot of endurance athletes, a lot of runners, a lot of newbies who tend to get shin splints pretty early on into their training because they try to do too much too soon. And that's because your lungs adapt way quicker than your tissues do. So I'm trying to be cognizant of that. The runs are feeling easier, like I can breathe better. Like I've discovered my diaphragm. I have to go to Sephora to get face wash. I can't shower till I get that, so I forgot. But yeah, we're gonna run errands and then I will see you soon. We're at our second vlogging location. I'm a little nervous because it is a little more public, but I want to get used to vlogging by myself, outdoors. You know, if this is what I want to do, I gotta see it through. Going back to what I had mentioned earlier about signing up for the 10K and my reason for doing so, it made me realize that I have a really hard time being able to just do things for myself or making life choices with myself in mind. I'm always thinking about other people. And this is just my perspective, but I think that when you spend a long time being who other people need you to be, the caretaker, the accommodator, the one who holds everything together or is down to just like drop everything and rearrange their schedule, you start to view yourself almost entirely through the lens of your relationships. In the moment, it doesn't seem obvious. Like it can seem like love, it can seem like loyalty, it can seem like being a good person. And that's not to say that's untrue, but I think there should be a balance between being there for others and being there for yourself. And I think that there are consequences to being there for others at the expense of yourself. I'm shy, people are coming. And so I'm realizing that identity isn't just who you are to people, it's who you are when no one needs anything from you. And if I'm being completely honest, I have felt like such a stranger to myself for a long time. And I think that that might be the root cause of a lot of the low self-esteem and insecurities that I'm experiencing. Now that I'm becoming aware of my situation, I'm trying less to spiral and more to view this as an opportunity for growth. I might not have a clear roadmap on how to reconnect with myself, But if you're in a similar position, I think that a good place to start might be just exploring your curiosities. And I think that's kind of what I want to do with this channel, is kind of document all my curiosities and my reflections and just the journey of navigating through this period of rediscovery. And maybe it'll start some good conversations too. Anyways, I was too scared to move the camera. I really don't think anyone who was walking by noticed, but I gotta work up to it, okay? So you're getting one angle for this scene. We're just gonna spend a little more downtime here, enjoy the weather. She's finally settled. And then I'm gonna go home. We do a little bit of self-massage. I am scared that my shins are gonna hurt tomorrow. They don't hurt right now, but she was really pulling me this morning and I was really resisting, so. Basically, all the thoughts I shared in my video today came from my journal. And yes, it says 2025 because I could not be bothered to write last year. But I feel like the voices in my head have been so loud lately. My anxiety has been at this all-time high. Like, I wake up with palpitations and then it'll happen maybe 3 to 4 more times in a day. So I'm just feeling like, you know, ugh. And I don't usually use prompts, but the other day I came across one that I really liked that I think is very on theme with what I've talked about in the video today. And so the prompt is, what are some things that make you feel fulfilled and content? How can you incorporate more of these things in your life? I love a good one-on-one conversation. Swapping recommendations, that's a really big one for me. So if I ever ask someone what kind of music they're into or what they're watching or reading, it's me really trying to connect with someone and getting to know the way their mind works and the way that they view the world. Staying active. Obviously, I'm training for the 10K right now. I did start a running, lifting hybrid workout program this week, so I'm gonna be lifting again. And the third thing that I wrote is exploring creative outlets. So that's kind of what I'm doing with this YouTube channel. I also have been really interested in getting into sports photography. I have to learn how to use my camera first. So I did overexpose a lot of the footage from this morning. So. Hello, good afternoon. I woke up this morning and I was feeling a little tenderness in my shins. Nothing crazy, but just like ever so slightly sensitive. So I thought that I would show you guys how I'm gonna take care of that today. Focusing on the outside of my leg, my anterior tibialis, and I'm going to cup the muscle. So I have my cups here. So you'd wanna use an appropriate cup size for the limb. And then I'm gonna find the bone, just go right outside of it, cup. I think I'm gonna do 3 cups. Cup. And let's use this one. Cup. All right, so I'm pointing and flexing my foot now, making it a little bit more of dynamic cupping. For me, I also do like to slide the cup on my shin. That's just a personal preference. And sometimes if the tissue is too adhered, I prefer to use this cord so that I can continuously pump as I slide the cup up and down. Otherwise, if I don't, and I just do it this way, odds are it's gonna come off. Oh, or maybe not. Okay. This one burns. So if my cup weren't staying on the skin, I would be continuously pumping to keep the tissue lifted. All right, let's try it out. feels better already. So I just wanted to give you a little peek into my own personal care routine. If you found that interesting, let me know and I can show you more things in future videos. But for now, I will see you in the next one. I don't know why I waved with both my hands.